You've always been told that being smart is a gift, and it is, but there's a side to it nobody warns you about. The side where your own mind becomes the heaviest thing you carry, where understanding everything somehow makes you feel more alone, where a brain that never stops working is exhausting to live inside. This is about the 5 real struggles of being highly intelligent backed by psychology. And one of them is going to put words to something you've been feeling your whole life but could never explain. Most people picture the intelligent person as someone who has it figured out, calm, confident, always with the right answer. But psychology tells a different story. High intelligence doesn't simplify life, it deepens it. And depth comes with a cost overthinking you can't turn off, loneliness that makes no sense from the outside, standards so high that your own wins feel hollow. You've been told you're too sensitive, too intense, that you overthink everything. What if that's not a flaw? What if it's a symptom of a mind built to run at a speed the world wasn't designed for? Stay with this. The last struggle is the one nobody talks about, and it might be the most important thing you hear today. Struggle 1: your mind never shuts off. Most people, when they have nothing to do, rest. Their thoughts go quiet. That doesn't happen for you. Psychologists call this need for cognition, a near constant drive to engage with complex ideas. A 2016 study in the Journal of Health Psychology found that high cognition thinkers were physically less active throughout the day, not from laziness, but because their brains were already working overtime. When there's nothing worthy to focus on, that energy turns inward. Psychologists call it cognitive underload. Your mind starts chewing on itself, replaying conversations, manufacturing problems, running worst case scenarios at full intensity. From the outside, it looks like anxiety, but underneath it, it's a high performance mind with nowhere to go. Struggle 2: you feel lonely in rooms full of people, not because you dislike people, but because being around them doesn't mean connecting with them. Psychology Today published research showing that for most people, more social interaction means higher life satisfaction. For highly intelligent people, that relationship reverses. More interaction actually correlates with slightly lower satisfaction. Because you don't want surface, you want depth, real honesty, real ideas, real conversation. But most casual interaction doesn't go there. So you simplify yourself to fit in. Hold back what you actually think. Perform a quieter version of yourself just to keep the peace. Psychology calls this social camouflaging, and it is exhausting. Were you like this as a child too? Watching your peers from a slight distance, even when you were right beside them? That feeling didn't come from nowhere. It came from a mind that was always one level ahead of the conversation around it. Struggle 3: your standards are high enough to paralyze you. Intelligence lets you see the perfect version of everything, which means anything less feels like failure even when it would look like success to everyone else. Research from the University of Ottawa separates perfectionism from high standards. High standards are flexible. Perfectionism raises the bar the moment you reach it. For intelligent people, this often shows up as procrastination, not laziness, but the paralysis of knowing your work will never match what's in your head. Struggle 4 follows directly from this. Even when you succeed, you don't believe it. The American Psychological Association links this to impostor syndrome, and research shows it runs deeper in high achievers. You finish something real, and instead of pride, you feel relief. Relief that you weren't found out yet. Here's the reframe that changes everything. Genuine incompetence comes with blind spots. People who don't understand something rarely know it. But you do know, which means your self-doubt isn't weakness. It's awareness. And awareness without context feels like fear. Struggle 5: you feel the weight of questions most people never ask. Psychologist James T. Webb spent decades studying gifted adults. He found that existential depression, a quiet, recurring heaviness around meaning, purpose, and the nature of life, is far more common in highly intelligent people than in the general population. Not because you're pessimistic, because your mind goes where other minds don't. You notice the gap between how the world is and how it should be. You wonder if what you're doing matters, not occasionally, persistently, even in moments that are supposed to feel good. Dr. Webb called this the burden of awareness. The same depth that makes you capable of profound insight makes shallow comfort impossible. These 5 struggles are not character flaws. They are what happens when a mind built for depth tries to live in a world built for the surface. Which of these 5 has stayed with you the longest? Tell me in the comments. You might be surprised how many people are carrying the exact same weight. You were not given a simple life, but you were given something real, a mind that engages, that refuses easy answers, that feels things with more weight than most. You are allowed to find this hard. You are allowed to need more. And you are allowed to take up the full space your mind actually requires.